Morning, Brandcliff House. Today we are going to go through the aspects of digital citizenship, which is very important these days because we are spending so much time online, much more time than we are used to, especially in terms of conducting our learning and our teaching. Now, the definition of digital citizenship is fairly similar to the definition of just citizenship in general, and that is the way we conduct ourselves in a society, the quality of our interactions, and the way that we respect others and behave in a society. And when we look at that online, the same responsibilities apply. So those can be seen in many different ways, but we're going to go through what some online have called the 9 P's of digital citizenship. And the first one, these are rules that you should be considering and that you should be carrying out on a daily basis as you interact with others online. Whether it's at school or whether it's at home or whatever you are doing, whether it's on social media as well. So the 9 P's are as follows. The first one is passwords. Do you know that you need to have a robust password and different passwords for all of your online accounts, and that banking or places where you exchange money require more rigorous passwords that are changed often? The second one is your private information. Do you know that there are parts of your life, say for instance your ID number or your address, those can be used to identify you. You should not be sharing those online or with other people, like things like your phone number as well. The third one is your personal information. This is things like the number of family members you have, or whether you have a pet, or your favorite foods. It's not necessarily used to identify you, but that is information that should be kept to yourself, and you need to at least be careful who you share that with. The fourth one is photographs. Do you know how to turn off the geotagging feature on your phone? Are you aware of the photos that you take and who the people who appear in those photos, or the places or number plates or passport numbers? Then some people don't want that stuff shared necessarily. So you need to make sure that when you share photographs online, you are doing so responsibly with permission. The fifth P is property, and this we are referring to intellectual property. So do you understand that you need to be aware of who created content before you share it or edit it? Do you understand that you need to provide attribution to the people who created that work? Do you know what Creative Commons is? Do you know how to reference works in your writing, in your reports? The sixth one is permission. So that's kind of ties into the intellectual property. Do you ask for people's permission to use their works? Do you know how to ask for their permission? And are you aware that there are certain things that can be used with permission and without? You need to make sure you understand the difference. The seventh one is protection, and this means for yourself and for your hardware. So do you know there are viruses, there are other aspects of malware? Do you know how to protect yourself against them? Or are you aware of the consequences of if you do get infected by malware or adware or spyware? Do you understand that things like keyloggers exist? And do you understand how to protect yourself from those things? The eighth P is professionalism. So do you conduct yourself online in a way that others can see how respectful you are? Do you conduct yourself in a way that puts you in a good place professionally? Can you spell correctly? Do you use correct grammar? Are you familiar with the customs of how to interact with others from different countries? And that comes across in terms of email and also in terms of your social media postings. And then let's move to the last P, which is your personal brand. So are you aware that you have a bit of a personal brand even now if you're at school, and that will continue with you throughout your life? So the things that you post and the way that you behave online will actually form a personal tattoo of your behavior. So are you aware of that the way you interact with others now online will affect certain aspects of your future career? Now those are quite a few P's to remember. So we can summarize that by kind of aggregating them into three almost general categories. So the first one is to be safe. And to be a good digital citizen means that we can be safe ourselves, and we know how to interact safely with others online, but also that we do not cause harm to others, so that we protect the safety of others online. That means we do not harm others on social media, and also we know how to protect ourselves. The second one is to be savvy, and being savvy means we understand how technology works. We can search for better ways of doing things, and by understanding how to use the technology, we can also then keep ourselves safe and keep others safe as well. But we can also continue to educate ourselves in how to use things like licenses, how to protect ourselves from malware. And then the last one is just to be social, and that means to respect others and to respect yourselves online. And that means to understand all these all the other aspects, like the savviness and the safety as well of being a good digital citizen. And once we learn to practice being a good digital citizen, I would also recommend that you consider how you interact with others in a physical society as well, to be a good citizen in real life as well, which in many ways ties into you can conduct the same behaviors as you do online, as you do in real life. And then once you have thought to yourself and considered how to be a good digital citizen, you can move on to thinking how to be a good digital leader and how to conduct good digital leadership as well. So you're not just consuming online content, you are actually contributing and protecting and respecting the content of others as well online. So have a good holiday for the next, after next week we will have a 2-week break, and we will catch up again after that. Thank you very much.